So, Monica, what's going on with insurance? Oh my goodness.
Ev- Everyone's favorite topic right now is insurance.
Well, I
So
know
we get a
I
lot of,
called you. I know I called you a couple weeks ago when I got my renewal, and I thought, oh my God, it's like almost double. Let's shop
hmm
around. And when I shopped around, it was even worse. So I'm like, all right, Monica, let's just
they
book it
were.
in there. Yeah, because
That's what,
amazing.
yeah. That's what we're seeing a lot right now is people are shopping it, and when they shop it, they're not finding anything better.
Not at
So we're
all.
seeing that a lot right now because what's happened is a few things that have all created sort of a perfect storm of a little bit of a mess with the insurance industry right now. So it's we haven't had, like, people keep saying, people call me all the time, and what they say is we didn't have any storms this year. And then they also say, I've never filed a claim. So we'll start with the definition of insurance. The definition of insurance is risk spread out over a pool. In this case, the pool is Florida. So if there is a hurricane in Pensacola, that impacts you in St. Lucie County because you're in the pool with the people in Pensacola.
Correct.
So just because you don't have a claim on your own property, it's counterintuitive, I'm sure, but that really doesn't matter that much in the grand scheme of things. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter on your policy. However, people filing frivolous claims and frivolous lawsuits does have a huge impact on the rates. And that's kind of part of what's happened in Florida is that we've had a lot of lawsuits. We have a one-way attorney situation where you might have a $12,000 claim that gets paid out and you decide, hey, that's not enough money. I think I should get more from the insurance company, and maybe you should. And you decide to hire an attorney, and the attorney gets you $14,000 instead of 12. But the attorney gets paid $120,000, and that is not an exaggeration. That's an actual case that happened. So this
Right.
is happening every day. So when the insurance companies have to pay out these attorneys because of the way that our statutes are written, then that impacts all the rates.
Right.
And there's, reinsurance, there's all kinds of things that are playing into this. So the hurricanes aren't the only thing. There's roof fraud as well. There's been a lot of situations where a person has a little bit of damage to their roof, and because of the way the Florida statutes are written, their entire roof gets replaced, not through any fault of their own. They're just following the law. It's not that these people, homeowners are doing anything wrong. They're just getting what is due to them on the insurance policy. But as a result of that, all the rates continue to climb. And also a lot of carriers, because of the way that reinsurance is set up, if they can't get the reinsurance or they can't afford to pay the reinsurance and keep their ratios in check with the amount of policies they have to shed policies to get rid of some of
Sure.
those policies. So now we have a situation where a lot of the carriers who might be more affordable are no longer writing in your area. So now we have to go to the more expensive carriers to get you a policy because there's only 2 or 3 carriers that are actually writing in the state of Florida in your little, area or your
Right.
county, your zip code, whatever the case may be. In Tri-County, it's particularly rough right now in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach.
Oh
But
wow.
it's starting to creep up into Martin and St. Lucie. You're seeing that
Oh,
happen
absolutely.
every day.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so we're starting to see where insurers are having a really hard time with the amount of risk tolerance because if they're charging, yeah, I mean, it just makes common sense. If they're charging you $2,500 for your insurance and they're having to pay an attorney $200,000 on one case, those numbers do not add up in any way. no matter how
Right.
no matter
Right.
how big you make that pool, it's not going to be big enough to pay that fee.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I know that not too long ago, I got a phone call just out of the blue asking me if I wanted a free roof analysis to see if there was any
hmm
issues with my roof and that we could probably get a new roof for you. And I was like, oh, really? No, well, I'm good. I live in an
hmm
association. They take care of that. Thank you. But yeah, I hear that happening a lot where they're actually now soliciting to try to get
they
in people's
are.
houses and get people a new roof, like it's like free candy, but as an end result, we all pay for that, you
We
know?
all pay for that. So it
Yeah.
seems enticing to get a free roof, and
Right,
it seems like something you would want to do. Who wouldn't want a free roof? Roofs are very expensive,
right,
but It's also a problem with statute. So it has to be addressed in the legislature to some degree, but it also can be addressed by just people not taking advantage of the system. So
Right.
I know, it is enticing if you can get a free roof from your insurance company. It seems like no one's being harmed, but who's being harmed is actually you and all your
Right.
neighbors. So it's better if you
Right.
can, just be, get what actually you deserve. But sometimes it's not even people's fault. So we've had situations where someone has, say, a tile roof and they've got 10 cracked tiles, and the manufacturer who made those tiles no longer is in business, or they don't make that particular tile anymore. So by law, the insurance company has to replace that entire roof. And we've had situations where that roof could be $50,000 over
Right.
10 cracked tiles. So, and that's not the homeowner's fault. The company has to do it. They can't say no. The
Right.
homeowner can't say no. They have to do it. That's the law. So,
Right.
it's not, I'm not necessarily throwing everything onto the homeowner. A lot of it's just the way the law is written right now.
Sure. Absolutely. So Bridget says, I've had multiple people knocking on my door offering that. That's amazing. So it's an actual thing that people are really going out there trying to sell people
It's,
new roofs.
yes,
You
it's
know?
very lucrative for the roofing companies to do that.
Absolutely. Wow.
So, yeah,
So
they
you
they
find
found the loophole and they're exploiting it. So
they're
it's,
exploiting it.
you know,
Absolutely.
uh-huh.
So I know we spoke over the phone when I was doing mine that you had told me that some people can't even get insurance right now. Is that what happens?
That's true. So a lot of the carriers are having a lot of roof, as you can imagine, with all this going on, they're being very picky about the roof. So we've got a lot of carriers that'll take no more than a 10-year-old roof. We've got some carriers that'll take no more than an 8-year-old roof.
Wow.
So if your roof is a little bit older, it can become a little bit tricky. If you live on the coast, it can become a little bit tricky to get a policy. If your roof is in poor condition, or a lot of the carriers are becoming much more particular. Just yesterday, Citizens announced, put out a bulletin that now as long as I've been, around, it's been 30 years old or older, you need a 4-point inspection.
Right.
They just put out a bulletin yesterday. Now it's going to be 20 years for Citizens that you're going to be required to have a 4-point inspection. So they're going to be scrutinizing that 4 points. If there's anything going on with your electrical panel, or there's anything going on with your plumbing, we're not going to be able to bind that policy until that gets resolved.
Wow.
So there can't really be any deficiencies. We used to be able to, there's times when we can, and obviously I would encourage you to, reach out, and I can always go over that with you and let you know. But there used to be a time when we could bind the policy, let the insurance company know, and then they would give 30 days or 60 days or 90 days for you to repair that situation. If you had an electrical panel that needed repaired and you were purchasing the home, we could usually appeal to the underwriter, and they would kind of let us do it as long as you got that done in the first 30 or 60 days. Now it's really become where you have to have everything up to date, and everything, there needs to be no deficiencies on that 4-point
Wow.
before we can even bind the policy.
Wow. I hope you enjoyed that short clip. And if you'd like to see another one, click right here. And if you would like to see the entire video, click right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.